Can I cut in here, right? Look, I am just as suspicious as anyone else about American intentions in the region. But that does not mean that you guys are just sitting there and supporting dictatorship after dictatorship in the region. Do you not support the people's right in the region to determine their own futures, to not live under autocracy and totalitarianism? I mean, people
you know what? Forgive me. I was in Libya, and I'm going to be real. The people in Libya have suffered because of ideas just like yours. That Gaddafi was so bad that they had to destroy the whole country. The people are worse off. Even those who may not have supported Muammar Gaddafi are miserable because of the gangs and the violence and the people who've come back in to steal their natural resources. Of course, everyone would want freedom and self-determination, but don't tell me that this is going to be better, that the Al-Qaeda people and the other folks that are going to come in, they don't have a better choice. Their choice won't be better. Because we don't get real media, like when they're taking press TV off in Europe, no one has really gone and talked to the Libyan people, but I can assure you, the black Libyans, the ones who look like me who are being murdered, while you talk about change, and they're raping and killing people that I know my friends are dead, I'm certain that they miss Muammar Gaddafi. In fact, I'd swear my life on it. Will you swear yours that that significant number of Libyans that look like me don't wish Gaddafi was there over these people who've been killing them and stealing from them? I dare you to speak for them. When you don't look like one of them, and Gaddafi was providing health care for his people.
Where's the moral argument
here? He's doing better for his people than the Saudis.
Forget the issue of American intervention. Forget that. That's another issue. You are supporting like horrendous human rights evaders here.
Okay, Caleb Maupin, go ahead.
The United States government, my government, violates human rights.
It's very easier to sit here and
you're telling me I live in a democracy
there's this one government
when we can't walk around here?
Randy,
know anything about reality of what it's like, in particular, to be a black person.
Let's look at the victims, Randy Short, the fighters that are on the ground there. I mean, who are they fighting for? They're fighting for the Syrians? Are they fighting for their own agenda? What are they doing?
They're from 11 different
Let's bring
countries.
that into the mix.
Why are people from Benghazi fighting in Syria when there's fighting the Green Resistance, which is all over Libya, fighting the people who supported Muammar Gaddafi are fighting? There are people from Benghazi fighting in Syria. They're from 11 countries. They just killed a Saudi officer in Syria the other day.
Because the Assad regime helped Gaddafi militarily.
There's no freedom for people in Saudi Arabia. I mean, this is obscene that these people, these gangsters that are being trained by the CIA, which I guess this other gentleman must like the CIA, training people in Turkey to be involved where they've been massacring and killing people in Syria, and it's all aimed at destroying the Islamic Republic of Iran. Whether I have 100% agreement with the government of Iran or not, I do not want the United States to assume
this isn't an academic discussion. This isn't just some hypothetical debate. People are dying right now.
Let me thank our guests. We had Randy Short talking there, also Sharif Nashashibi talking from London, and Caleb Maupin, who was talking from New York. Thank you for watching another edition of the Press TV News Analysis.
The U.S. government gave for Ebola in 2012. It says it's invented and it was made in its abstract for experimentation. Governments in Africa were given about $140 million to let experimentation start in January of this year. And now we see people dying from it because it was a disease made to kill, and it's killing. And in reality, this late move to me has more to do with creating a panic so people can sell medication as well as kill Africans. This gentleman and I are going to disagree. I'm an African American and quite proud of it. Anglo-Americans have been killing African people for profit and for land for 500 years. This is just another instance, and it's clear as this government patent, and I dare him to tell me this is a conspiracy theory when they say they made it. When this has the U.S. Department of Health as an assignee to this patent, for someone to say to me that it's a conspiracy theory when they say so.
Okay, your take on what our guest Dr. Short has just stated. Well, I think he's a little over the top here.
No,
Look,
I'm not over the top.
Let's figure out where we are.
I know exactly where we are. You deal with the patent, sir.
Okay.
When the government says they give a
on,
patent
Dr.
for
Short.
it, it's
we'll
not
let
over
you
the
get
top.
Your chance.
Well, let me just jump in here. Let me just jump in here. Dr. Short, why would the U.S. government want to, according to what you're saying, create such a deadly virus? Why would they want to do that?
Why would they have the syphilis experiments? Why would they have the pellagra experiments? Why is Dr. James, his name is escaping me, he's at the mailman school at Columbia, do these kinds of things with Depo-Provera in the same areas? We have a history of doing all kinds of unjust and illegal things with substances, not just outside of the United States, but within. The Tuskegee experiment is the best known, but there are many, many others. And so it's time for this to stop. Bill and Melinda Gates, he just put his mouth in this. He's run non-consensual human experimentation that's watched people die in Africa. This is old. They did it to the Native Americans with certain diseases as a person of part Native American descent. I can't be as clinical and detached as a gentleman in Washington. By the way, that's the land that was stolen from my people by whites using diseases like Ebola.
All right, stay with me both, guests, Mr. Lane and Dr. Short. I want to...
Benjamin Franklin wrote an article in 1751 saying, why increase the sons of Africa when there's such a glorious chance to increase the lovely whites and reds? You couldn't even get the Anglo-Americans to agree to sign the Constitution until they agreed to reduce the number of black people being brought into the United States. No more people black were supposed to come to the United States after 1808.
Or slaves, actually.
Well, whatever, just no blacks, period.
We tune into the debate. Let me introduce our guest for this edition. Political commentator Randy Short joins us from Washington. We have president of the Middle East Research Center, Richard Hellman, who also joins us from Washington.
For the people who are on the West Bank, who are occupied and suffering apartheid, as well as, please, I didn't interrupt you. In particular, this is a white man who's talking about being in Asia on land that belongs to Arabs and how things are wonderful, when yet so-called Israeli Arabs are not voting. They don't feel that the country is fair to them. So there's a fantasy world, and in particular when we talk about this whole Christian fraud that's perpetrated in this country, where they talk about this Judeo-Christian relationship without talking about the fact that the Talmud is the influence, it's a dominant authoritative text in Judaism that says that Jesus Christ is in hell cooking an excrement and that Mary's a whore. I'm wondering what kind of Christians believe that the Son of God is in hell or that his mother's a whore. It's very relevant. It has everything to do with it. And you said you were a Christian, and so I spoke to it. You step on a white supremacist line that's been used in South Africa.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? I don't need to go. My family was owned as slaves by Jews in this country, and I'm as much a Jew as the people that you hung with down in Israel. I do know what I'm talking about, and I know my own genealogy.
Are you African American?
African American means many things. The same way Anglo-American means many things. Yes, I am, but that does not exclude what my heritage is.
Wonderful.
And of course, you may. What does black mean?
You should come to Israel.
Are you white? What does white mean? If I go to Israel, my friend,
it doesn't matter. If you come to Israel,
I know people who've been to Israel.
If you come to Israel,
what about the tens of thousands of people who've been protesting against the racism in Israel?
Come to Israel.
Israel will treat me well, but what about the Palestinians, the original people who are on the land there? What about them? I'll go to Israel,
but
were
not the original
can I go
people.
to the West Bank? Can I go to Gaza? I know plenty of history, and I have more education than you do.
Yes.
You don't know me. And by the way, Dr. Short has
several
graduate degrees. Maybe you do too.
You have to go on.
It is about education. You just said I didn't know history, and I'm a historian. They're tired of the wars. They see the connection between the wars in Iraq and in Libya and in Syria and in Lebanon and they see the instability, as well as they see that Israel's involved in human trafficking and blood diamonds until that was illegalized, and organs being taken from people. And folks are saying, how is this the Holy Land for the Jewish people when they don't see holiness? In fact, they see the opposite of holiness. And so if you're a Christian like me, where the Bible teaches me I cannot steal, I cannot kill, I cannot bear false witness against my neighbors, and yet this has been done against the Palestinian people, going all the way back to the Sykes-Picot Treaty and to today, that people are beginning to realize that they've been lied to. And it is not that they're against there being a homeland for Jews, but they want it to be based on peace and justice and not brutalization of the Palestinians and other people. And
Ariel Sharon has
I knew Ariel Sharon. You want to hear about Ariel Sharon? I'll tell you about him.
So you have Palestinians who are corrupt, who are supporting the Holocaust of their own
That's
people.
A lie.
That's what happens when people are oppressed. That is, no, it's not a lie, because I experienced it here in the United States as an African American.
That's
okay,
slander.
I got a couple minutes left here. Gentlemen, just a quick time out. A couple minutes left here. I'm sorry to jump in. 2 minutes left. Richard Hellman, you seem to like Ariel Sharon.
I have to tell you, let me tell you, the Palestinian
there's 2 minutes
Authority
left.
is corrupt.
I'm going to ask
You're right.
you for a
The
reaction.
Palestinian Authority is corrupt.
I'm going to ask you for a reaction from Ariel Sharon. It seems like you like him. He has said every time we do something, you tell me America will do this and will do that. I want to tell you something very clear. Don't worry about American pressure on Israel. We, the Jewish people, control America, and the Americans know it.
Secretary
Obama
Kerry
is Jewish.
to lean
You
on
don't
Israel,
know
to
that
pressure
he's part
Israel
Jewish
to
through
give
his
up,
mother's family.
to give up. Oh please. Oh, please, Brother Short.
You didn't know that? Yes, it's a fact.
What kind
Just
of
because you're
historian
uninformed
are you?
doesn't mean I'm wrong.
This is ridiculous.
You know, I haven't belittled you, but you need to go back and check the man's genealogy. So, no, that's a fact.
This is
okay,
absurd.
It's not absurd.
I have to tell you
you're
that
absurd that you think that Israel is a paradise on earth for people that are Palestinian. That's interesting. And Sharon is a human rights violator, a war criminal from Shatila and Sabra, that he never spent 1 minute in jail for what he's done. And you're calling him a hero. What kind of Christian are you? Oh, I forgot about South Africa and slavery in America. I think I know after 400 years what kind of Christian you are. And for you to call me absurd, for you to come and speak, even if you've been to Israel, there should have been a Palestinian to come and speak. If someone's going to rebut me, let it be someone who knows, whose blood is from the land there, to tell me that I'm wrong to say that Palestinian people are being oppressed. They're the victims of slow genocide, just as sure as I'm sitting here, and it's wrong. And that's why BDS and other people's eyes have been opened, that something must be done to save the Palestinians. Something has to be done to get us off of this war path where we're fighting all of these countries for Israel. We need to think about here, about Detroit, about Newark, about Camden, about New Orleans, about West Virginia.
I'm sorry, I got to jump in.
For God's sakes,
We're
what
just out of
about
time.
the American
I do
people?
apologize, Randy Short.
What
Thank you
about
very
us?
much.